Alright, so the game's been in the middle of a bit of controversy lately. How's that affected morale at Danger Close, the studio behind Medal of Honor?
That's an interesting question. I don't think anybody asked me that before. I think, well, I mean, the team's really busy just trying to get the game finished. But I think at the same time, we all really pride ourselves in, taking the subject matter as seriously and as respectfully as possible. And I think that we can't help but feel a little down about that take, because it's completely the opposite as far as how we feel about what we're doing and how we feel about what's going on.
Talking about how seriously taking the subject matter, at Gamescom you showed off the Apache level, and during that you had to wait while you called in command and got approval for the actual for approval to open fire. How do you balance that out while keeping the player entertained whilst making them actually wait it out and see what's actually kind of going on and emulating a realistic battle environment?
Well, I think that's a great question, and I think it's a constant thing that we have to really pay attention to, of walking that line of having a really authentic experience and still making an entertaining game for people. Working with our consultants and working with the military, we get a lot of that flavor injected, like that you've seen in like the Apache level, or I don't know if you saw the sniper level. Same idea. So it's like, there's a point where you can take it too far. And we've experimented even like with the sniper level that you saw. It was like, we had a situation where we were trying to emulate bullet drop and windage and all this stuff that these guys do with like long range sniping, and it just didn't feel accessible enough. But we still wanted to have that kind of flavor. So one of our consultants was talking to us, and he happened to be a sniper. And one of the things he said is that well, when you're firing, you control your breath, and when you're holding your breath, you'll see that your heartbeat makes the reticle jump. And the longer you hold your breath for, the faster your heart starts beating, to a point where you start to kind of get tunnel vision, and you kind of have to breathe again before you can take the shot. So we latched onto that aspect of it and said, okay, we can create some gameplay out of that. It's still compelling, still has that level of authenticity, but it's not, you don't need a calculator to figure out the distance versus wind versus the Coriolis effect or whatever.
Yeah. So you never thought of making like an ultra-realistic mode in the game, like above hard?
Yes, we have. Yeah, and I think that you'll be surprised when you get the game. There's going to be a mode that's going to have offer that kind of thing.
Cool. So recently you guys launched the beta on PC, Xbox 360 and PlayStation, and there was quite a lot of feedback coming back from that. Has that feedback changed the multiplayer experience?
It's every bit of feedback helps. So yes, absolutely, and a lot of changes were made from that feedback.
Can you give us some examples?
A lot of it had to do with just the feel and the quickness of things, and making just the general feedback that we've been getting from the audiences.
Now, the way that Special Forces work typically is they work in small teams. Was it difficult programming the AI of your partners to sort of reflect that and make them feel like you were really part of a Special Forces outfit? I
think the challenge for us was actually trying to, because you also play as a Ranger outfit, and so trying to differentiate the feeling between playing in a group of Rangers and then playing with in an Army Tier 1 unit and playing in a Navy Tier 1 unit, and giving each one of those groups their own flavor. And that boiled down to, yes, the way they move, the way they speak to each other was a huge part of it. How they even fire the weapons, where the Ranger guys might empty whole magazines, or just do a lot of volume of fire, because that's their job. They're what we call the sledgehammer. They come in and they're all about fire superiority and rolling over and taking targets. Whereas the Tier 1 guys are all about the scalpel. They're like in their single shots, picking targets, 1 or 2 bullets per target, and they're really just making clean incisions. So trying to balance that and trying to get the AI to emulate those vibes was a big challenge for us.
Yeah. Now, a lot of, by nature, a lot of the Tier 1 guys are quite secretive. Was it difficult kind of working with them and getting like just little tidbits of information out of them to help with
Well,
that?
I think the big thing with them is we had to really develop a trust and a relationship with them before they would even get to the level where they were like, okay, we're going to tell you things. And again, I mean, there were a lot of things where we'd ask a question and they'd be like, I can't talk about that, or let's talk about something else. Mm-hmm. And we were very respectful of that. And there were things that we were going to put in, for instance, that when these guys reviewed it and they're like, that's a little too close to home. We would totally be respectful of it and remove that or redesign it so that it was not quite as iffy, so to speak.
Yeah, how do you build up a sort of a rapport with such an elite group of soldiers?
Again, it's just working together with them and really listening to them and making sure that they understand that we respect them for what they do and that we're not out there to just profit from their experiences without a give and take. Mm-hmm. So.
Any chance that we'll be seeing Australian dedicated servers on the multiplayer side of things?
We will be having dedicated servers on multiplayer, absolutely.
Cool. Finally, is it compulsory for everyone to have a beard at Danger Close?
It is not compulsorily, but it's expected.
All right, thanks for your time.
It was my pleasure.